all these things that around us are highly, highly addictive, and you have to wake up to the fact that, what sort of life do you want to live? Do you want to keep living this boring life and you never being fulfilled all because you're enslaved to like these cheap pleasures? Or do you want to make something of yourself and of your life, and choose what is hard? Because if you choose what is hard, your life will be easy. And if you choose what is easy, your life will be hard. Right. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my video. If you guys are subscribed to this channel, welcome back. I appreciate your support. Today, I want to talk about dopamine and how it affects you tremendously, how it affects your habits, how it affects your everyday life. And I also want to talk about why I haven't been uploading in the past 3 months. I haven't come out with one video. And it sort of ties in with dopamine. So basically, dopamine is a chemical in your brain that is released when you do something pleasurable or rewarding. So smoking weed, okay, it's pleasurable. Eating junk food, pleasurable. Playing video games, pleasurable. So all these things are going to release dopamine. And the thing is, once dopamine is released in the brain, your brain constantly wants dopamine because dopamine feels good. It wants to feel good all the time. So when you're doing a habit, and you're releasing dopamine, your brain learns to associate that habit with dopamine, and therefore you're going to do it again, okay? So basically, in this video, I want to talk about why you should stay away from bad habits. Like I said, smoking weed, drugs, alcohol, playing video games, eating junk food, being lazy, all these things that produce dopamine, because your brain's going to associate these things with feeling good. So it's going to want to keep doing these things, right? And that's sort of where I was the past 3 months. I was in a loophole from hell. I was literally waking up late, smoking, playing video games, not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I was skipping out on the gym. I was just doing everything that's just easy, and I was taking these cheap, easy dopamine hits. And they're cheap and easy because, smoking a joint doesn't take any effort at all. You just light up a joint and you smoke it. Playing video games, you turn on your PC, Xbox, whatever, play some video games. What's so hard in that? And then you get an instant dopamine hit, right? But I challenge you guys to avoid these bad habits and try to adopt healthy habits that will give you dopamine in the long run, right? This is all you have to be, just training your brain. Right? All your brain wants is to get the easiest possible way to get dopamine, right? That's all it wants. That's all it thinks about. You're the one with the mind. You know what you want to do in life. So you can't let your brain take control of your life. You have to control it, right? And so you have to sort of adopt healthy habits like going to the gym, working on your business, or working by studying, whatever, and realize these things do release dopamine. Little amounts, but they do. And they will release more dopamine long term, because if you see your body changing after X amount of months of going to the gym, you will release dopamine. People complimenting you on your body after you've been working out for a few months, you will release dopamine. Working on your business or working on your school project, obviously you're not gonna release that much dopamine. It's a pretty boring thing to do, right? But once you pass the test with an A, or once you get an A on your project, or your business starts making money, you'll start getting dopamine. So these things that are healthy, they don't come instantly like smoking weed and playing video games. They come after a long period of time, but your overall life will be a lot better. You'll be in a better position if you do these healthy habits versus these unhealthy habits. And the thing is about these unhealthy, short-term, low-class pleasures is A, they're short term, and B, they will ruin you long term. And the reason why I say that is because if you watch porn, for example, and you masturbate, which most people do, most guys do this, the dopamine release when you get that is not really comparable to anything else. It's a really high amount of dopamine. That of cocaine, if you do cocaine, that's literally how much dopamine you'll release, okay? So it's really high amounts of dopamine. And if you're constantly doing that, and your brain's going to constantly want it because it's just so much dopamine, and you're constantly doing it, your everyday life is going to be so boring because nothing compares to that. So if you're like walking in the park, which is relatively fun, you'll find it so boring. When you're hanging out with friends, which is relatively fun, you'll find it so boring because you're so used to smoking weed and watching porn and masturbating. You'll be telling yourself and asking yourself, why am I doing this when I could be at home pleasuring myself way more? So your everyday life is just going to be so boring. And that's why a lot of people are unmotivated and unhappy and they think their life is messed up, when in reality, you should just look at your habits. Are you indulging in these low-class pleasures? Are you smoking and playing video games and waking up late and not going to the gym and masturbating and watching porn and all these things? Netflix, social media, all these things are distractions, short-term pleasures that give you dopamine, and they're highly addictive. Your brain's gonna constantly crave them because it's so easy to get, right? But you have to train yourself to look for the long-term dopamine release that will help you in your life long-term, and you'll benefit so much from it, right? Obviously, guys, it's a lot easier said than done. Like I said, 2-3 months, I was down in a hellhole, literally just dopamine after dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. And long term, I was like sad. I literally didn't want to come out with any videos because A, I'd be a hypocrite if I did, because I'm preaching one thing and doing another. But B, even if I wanted to, like, I literally couldn't. Like, I felt like I was like enslaved to dopamine. So that's why I wanted to come out with this video. Like, it's literally all these things that around us are highly, highly addictive, and you have to wake up to the fact that, what sort of life do you want to live? Do you want to keep living this boring life and you never being fulfilled all because you're enslaved to like these cheap pleasures? Or do you want to make something of yourself and of your life, and choose what is hard? Because if you choose what is hard, your life will be easy. And if you choose what is easy, your life will be hard, right? So that's basically it, guys. Understand what's driving you. Understand that your brain literally just wants the easiest possible thing, which is just the easy dopamine hits. But you have to train yourself to go after the long-term pleasures, the things that are hard to do, like going to the gym and eating healthy and having a schedule, So if this sort of content is what you enjoy watching, you want to improve yourself, you want to become a better person, you want to upgrade your life, consider subscribing to this video. And if this video has helped you out in any way, consider liking it. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you on the next one.